And it's time for the SummerSlam giveaway. Up for grabs this time around is an official WWE Classic dual-plated tag team replica belt. To gain entry into the draw, all you've got to do is make sure you subscribe to the Hazard F5 YouTube channel. Go to the video in the pinned comment section below, like that video and comment on that video with your favorite WWE tag team match of all time. If you'd like additional entries, always become a YouTube member. We do 2 additional draws, or a Patreon member over at patreon.com/HazardF5, where you gain additional entries depending on your tier. If you'd like these giveaways to continue, please consider using my affiliate links for WWE Shop and Euroshop in the pinned comment section and my video descriptions. By using those links, I get a small percentage of the purchase made at no extra cost to you. It also makes WWE aware of my engagement with my viewers, which has resulted in my partnership with WWE Euroshop this year and allowed me to do these additional reviews and these giveaways. The draw will take place the Monday after SummerSlam. Good luck to everyone.
What's up, YouTubers? This is Hazard F5 back with a brand new video, and it's a new belt day, and one of the more unique new belt days that I've ever had the pleasure of doing. You see, the championship we're going to take a look at today was made by Main Event Belts, whose bread and butter is custom tribute championship belts to wrestlers of the past, and they are officially licensed, meaning that the wrestlers themselves are actually part of the creation process, and they receive a licensing fee for using their likenesses on the championships. They've done one for Vader, they've done one for Jake the Snake Roberts, they've done one for FTR, and they've got one coming out soon with the Macho Man Randy Savage, where there's actually portraits on the championship design showing him throughout his career and his different personas in different promotions. But the belt we can take a look at today features a tag team that was a little bit before my time, in the golden age of the World Wrestling Federation. Now, when I think of the best tag teams of all time, I think of very different tag teams to some others based on my age and based on my experience. I think of Harlem Heat, the New Age Outlaws, the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian, America's Most Wanted, Beer Money, Motor City Machine Guns. But a lot of people seem to think of this tag team when they think of the golden age of professional wrestling. So today we're going to take a look at the Main Event Belts created Demolition Tribute Championship Belt. So let's go take a look. And here we have the officially licensed Demolition Tag Team Tribute Championship Belt made by Main Event Belts. Without question, the most unique tribute championship I've ever had the pleasure of reviewing. Gavin Miles did a fantastic job on this with some painstaking work, which I will talk about throughout the review. So let's start on the main plate. So here you've got the helmet. I believe they were black leather, if I'm not mistaken, that they used to wear to the ring, with spiked studs. The spiked studs have actually been painted in the triangular areas to differentiate their shade from the nickel plating. This belt is completely nickel plated to match some of their ring gear and the studs and bolts that they would have on their ring attire and their entrance jackets. Then you've got the red eye holes that were featured on the helmets they would regularly wear to the ring. Of course, Main Event Belt is known for their highly detailed portraits. So here we have Axe and Smash. So you've got the outline of the face paint, along with all of the additional detailing. There you see the studs, the spiked studs they'd feature on their gauntlets and their entrance gear, along with the flat studs that would be featured on the straps they'd wear to the ring and they'd wear during their matches. Down here at the bottom, you have the classic tag team championships. One thing that I actually learned quite recently is that when you look at the original lineage of the WWF/E tag team championships that
thanks to WWE, officially ended in 2010, Demolition actually had the longest combined reigns of any tag team in history up to that point for these specific championship lineages, which I thought was quite cool. Didn't know that. Then you've got the etched outline for Demolition with the recessed areas painted in deep red. So the quality of the etching here is absolutely insane. And you guys have seen before when it comes to the detailing on the portraits from main event belts. Just the quality that you get. They went quite minimal here with the colour. Obviously, they wanted to go with the silver and black look with hints of red based on their face paint, along with the nickel plating. You've got a beautifully etched skull. With the overarching wings from the eagle in the background. Very well detailed. And you've got one on each side of Axe and Smash. You've also got this cool graphic down here with skeletons, almost demons, breaking their way out. And again, the paintwork here, where they've got into these little areas, like this stuff is so tedious. Having spoken to so many belt makers over the years and being very close with Miles and Paul Martin, this stuff takes so long to do well. Of course, if you rush it, it'll get done faster, but it won't look anywhere near that good. You've got the mesh filler going around the main section of the plate with the black wash paint areas, somewhat reminiscent of some of the later ECW JMAR championships, which again gives a nice flow to the belt with the black on the main plate. You've then got the etched circular grommet star patterns on each side. Made by Main Event Belts and officially licensed, which means that Demolition were actually part of the design process of this belt, and they do receive licensing fees and stuff from this. Then we go to the side plates. So you got Axe in red along with the chain link style mesh background with a very cool graphic there with skulls piled on top of one another, and the skulls themselves aren't just plain skulls. You can see from the little line work the detailing on the skulls, lightly etched all the way throughout. Along with the same circular pattern found on the sides of the main plate. And then we've got Smash on the other side. Of course, when people think of Demolition, most people, not all, but most people think of Axe and Smash, the original two members. Here's actually a better shot of that detailing on the skulls. So here you've got these skulls, the skull design flipped, facing in the direction. Such nice work.
And then you've got a very unique aspect in the studs or spikes. So these things have been so carefully done to make sure that they line up. And I won't get into too many details, but with Miles's careful placement and stuff, it wasn't just a case of simply sort of stamping it and then going. You'll see on a lot of belts actually when they do grommets, whether that be on a TNA World Championship for 2007 or an NWA belt, the grommets aren't always in line. So some might slightly be off center and stuff. And the amount of prep work that Miles did to ensure that these were all lined up was something else. And of course, they match perfectly the studs and spikes found on the ring jackets and ring gear or entrance gear of Demolition that they would wear to the ring. So like grommets, you've got the most between the main and side plate, slightly less on the outside of the side plate, and then when you head towards that box, they've got 6 on each side, and they've actually been used to form a tip, which is such a cool and unique look. Very, very different. You see a lot of belts with tips and stuff, but something like this that's customized to fit the tribute wrestler themselves is absolutely awesome. So along with the custom design based on the Demolition tag team, you've also got a custom strap. So they went a bit old school with the tooling, with the cross and flower tooling that was featured on a lot of the championships that we used back when Axe and Smash were in the WWE. And you'll notice, again, based on like some of them, with the Hogan 84 being an example, there's no bevel line. It's just going as close to the border as possible. Whereas some of the later belts and more modern ones, you'd have a bevel line, say, going around here with the tooling just above it on the inside. Again, the cut is really, really smooth. It flows beautifully all the way around the plates. To the end of the strap. Then you've got Search and Destroy between the 2 sets of studded spikes. As we go towards Snapbox, you've got a very detailed Snapbox, which complements the sort of in-your-face nature of the design, which fit Demolition down to a T. And then you've got the main event belts logo tool, along with Demolition helmets on each side. Then you've got on this side Pain and Destruction, which, if my memory serves me correctly, because this was a bit before my time watching WWF, you actually had this as their tag team theme name. And main event belts titles are numbered. So you've got Official Demolition Championship belt, this being number 2. With the main event emblem on each side, and again rocking the Demolition helmets. Like I said, Gav with the design and Miles with the paint and leatherwork did such an incredible job on this thing. It's really, really impressive. Now I'm going to be careful flipping this over because I don't want to impale myself. So we've got a plain black leather backing, smooth as a baby's bottom. And I'm not going to be doing much tinkering with the strap because, firstly, potential injury to me because doing this with one hand is stupid, but sometimes I am. But, I mean, you guys have seen Miles's work. This thing is like butter. It's such good quality. So there you have the main event belts made. Demolition Tribute Championship belt.
And there you have it, guys, an officially licensed Demolition Tribute Championship belt, one for the golden age of wrestling fans. Main Event Belts did an amazing job on this. Everything from the design, the etching, the plating, the paintwork, the leatherwork, and everything else in between. Gav and Miles from Main Event Belts knocked this out of the park. Such a unique look, but yet so fitting to the Demolition tag team. And of course, with Miles, with the leatherwork, you get such wonderful quality leather, and of course the precision tooling. He takes such great care of his work. For my money, Miles from Main Event Belts and Paul from Paul Martin Belts are the two best leather guys in the game today, and we just happen to be very, very lucky in having those two here in Europe. So such wonderful work from the tooling, the line work, the beveling, superb work. Now, of course, with this being a Main Event Belts product, you also get additional perks like each custom Tribute Championship comes with its own belt stand, and unlike most belt stands, it actually is signified and laser etched with emblems from the design that you're purchasing. So the one with the Demolition Championship belt actually comes with the Demolition emblem on the stand. Of course, you can get these from Main Event Belts separately, just as standard generic ones, but each custom Tribute Championship comes with that. It also comes with its own custom velvet belt bag, which has been embossed with the logo of the superstar that you have purchased. Once again, Main Event Belts have knocked this out of the park. Certainly one of the more unique looking championships that I've ever seen, especially with the leatherwork and studs and everything else in between. So anyway, guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments of the Demolition Tribute Championship belt, and where would you rank Demolition amongst tag teams? I know that for many people who are a fan of the WWF in the Golden Age, that they are the #1 team in their minds. But as far as top 10s or top 5s, where would they rank for you? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you as always next time.